little crowd, it became a big laughter fest because you could join in with the group. We always want to be part of the group. That's our human nature. Yeah.
How do you explain NASA's satellite images of the Earth being experienced with
on the shot? Come on.
Yeah. Well, there's the images are they're actually labeled. They're actually labeled on NASA's website as images. They're not a photo, not a singular photo themselves. Thanks for wasting my card. I appreciate it. That's really considerate of you. I appreciate that.
So, I mean, it's pretty considerate of you to deny a bunch of school shootings, but you know, whatever.
Well, it's pretty considerate of you to stand here and waste my time if you're not interested, and I don't know what you're doing.
I mean, you could just go home. I mean, so I have a question. So, are there any like physics equations which explain the world, the universe, if it were to be flat?
Visit the website, dude.
I mean, no,
well, I see the card is all crumpled up.
It is.
Doing an investigation with you, so I'm going to ignore him. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. The Holocaust. Has anybody here looked into the Holocaust and investigated it?
Not really.
A little bit.
Have you?
Yeah.
Did you look into? Did you do any look in research on how crematory works and how long it takes to burn a body?
They didn't burn them alive.
No, I'm not saying they burned them alive. They gassed them and then supposedly they dragged them. It was a highly inefficient practice for very highly efficient Germans, supposedly, to take bodies, have them underground, then have to drag them upstairs to a different area to then incinerate the bodies. The interesting thing is they had only at maximum capacity had 38 of these crematoria working at a time. Well, they actually are accounts of the eyewitnesses of Auschwitz saying that they would stuff like 3 or 4 bodies into a single muffle. They call them muffles. Those are the crematories that would the machines that would burn the bodies. So the interesting thing though is that what happens is they went to a professional crematoria guy and they interviewed multiple people have been interviewed on it. They say in order to keep it as the most efficient operation, the equipment, you only put 1 body in at a time and it'll take you maybe an hour. If you put 2 bodies in, you don't get it in an hour and a half. You don't get 2 hours. You don't get 2 bodies burned in 2 hours. You'll get 2 bodies burned in maybe 3 hours. So they're talking about stuffing 3 or 4 bodies into the muffles to make the math work, because the math doesn't make any sense. So you can't get to 1.5 million freaking burned up, people in a crematory unless you're stuffing freaking 5 and 6 bodies into each of these muffles. You got to do the research your own. And the Holocaust, it's called the Holocaust deprogramming course. Is great.
I just want to address that.
Yeah.
There is a big difference though between like cremating someone for like putting their ashes in a tray and like dumping gallons of gasoline onto millions of bodies.
Yeah.
And just like unethically burning them. Because like in that sense, you can burn 3 or 4 bodies that much easier. You're associating that like
no, you can't. What you're doing is you're losing
the literal Holocaust.
Listen, I hear what you're saying. You're not doing it for ornamental, let's say, or whatever purposes, right? But what I would say is though, but with them saying that they would stuff multiple bodies in to get better efficiency out of the equipment is completely backwards.
So you said
it doesn't make. Think about it logically. Does it make any sense? Does it make any sense at all that you have a degradation in the efficiency of equipment when you put more than 1 body in, and yet multiple accounts of the people who ran the equipment say that they were stuffing 3, 4, and 5 bodies into it? So they were putting in more bodies to get less efficiency? Come on, guys.
Hold on. With regards to that, you say that with like an eyewitness, right? Eyewitness accounts prove that. You're saying, right?
Yeah, well, they're on record.
So
I don't know whether I think they're liars anyway. So
I just actually want to mention, I just so happened to actually research this.
Yeah.
When people are going through extremely traumatic situations, something like the Holocaust, their memories are not accurate whatsoever.
So you think that he misremembered stuffing multiple bodies in so they were only doing 1.
That's
well, that's the way it works. But that's the way it works. So did they misremember the 19? So here's a plaque that shows 4 million people died in the Holocaust, right? But when people started questioning them and they actually put them to it and they said, no, that's impossible, and they explained why, guess what? They didn't want to do it, but eventually they finally changed the plaque down to 1.5 million. So that's a good thing though, right?
They had a logical argument and were able to prove that. Where's your logical argument for your claims, perhaps?
I just made a few, man. If you're gonna
them down with the research and the
well, if you're that certain with your own rebuttal, then that's fine. You got it in your own mind. If you think that 2-minute conversation with me answers everything, I think that's a poor investigation, because I'm not here to give you all the answers. I'm here to to have you question some things and then do a thorough investigation on your
You're
own.
spreading misinformation for the rest.
How do you know? Have you investigated what I said?
Well, he has, and he claimed this to be false.
He did. Let me ask you. All right. Let me ask you. The Zyklon B, right? You've
Okay,
investigated
yes.
Zyklon B.
Yes,
Wait.
What is Zyklon B?
it's a
exactly?
Laotian agent.
No. Why are you answering for him? He just knew
I
everything. You
can't.
just told
Well,
me.
you're facing a crowd.
You just told me this guy investigated. He doesn't even know what Zyklon B is, man. Please.
Okay.
Dude, do you know what Zyklon? You know what Zyklon B is, right?
It's a pretty big logical fallacy.
Oh my gosh! People are refuting me, and they don't even know what they're talking about.
But I,
How are you just gonna pull a lot? I was refuting the claim that you were burning multiple bodies. Nothing about Zyklon B. That's a
Right, no, but your buddy here just told me
huge
that he's
logical
looked into
fallacy
it.
by saying something I don't know
So
about,
you
and
won't
then
address it
automatically
because you're addressing
assuming
him?
that I'm wrong. Because
What I
don't
will
know
do is
something.
say you are
It's a
vastly.
huge
All
logical
right,
fallacy.
all I will leave you with this is this: you are vastly uneducated on the Holocaust. Do yourself a favor, go to HolocaustTprogrammingCourse.com, read up on it, and then come back and tell me where it's wrong. And I'll be fine with it, and I'll listen. I'll be happy to have an argument with somebody who's actually
I
read.
most definitely could easily do that.
Good.
But I have better things to do.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Then don't do it. Wow. Anybody want a card? No? It's interesting stuff. I'm not saying I'm right. I could be 100% wrong, you know? I'm not here to make people believe what I am saying. I have cards if anybody wants. Folks, anybody know what age it was that when you learned you lived on a ball? Spinning ball? At what age? What age were we when we learned that we lived on a ball that water sticks to that spins? How fast are we spinning, guys, at the equator? Anybody know? Anybody know? 1,000 miles an hour they're spinning. Here in Jersey, it's more like.
They only taught me to be a consumer. That's the only thing.
That's right, man. They didn't teach us much, did they? They told us stuff. They brainwashed our asses. Here, if you want to look into this stuff, man, I'm not saying believe a word I say. It's flatearth101.com, and there's another great website called stoplookthink.com
Are
too.
you saying that the water should be like falling off the earth?
Why would I? I'm not saying that at all.
But like, what's the point of the
It is right
fast
now.
Earth?
No, as far as no, I'm saying what they told us is that at a young age they told us that we live on a magical ball that water sticks to. Have anybody here ever seen water stick to the outside of a ball before? A spinning ball?
Yes, gravity. It's called.
You have here on Earth. You can get a water to stick to a spinning ball. You'll be the
No,
first man
if
on
you-
Earth to do it. You'll be a very rich man.
if there
I commend you for that ability.
You don't let me talk. All right, so let's go into this.
I don't want to go into it. If you don't want to.
There we go.
No, if you, I'm not. Listen, the fact is that I used to believe I lived on a spinning ball, guys.
I want to go into the physics of it.
I don't want to hear about physics right now, guys.
You don't want to hear about
Because I have better than physics. I have actual like physics.
Better than physics.
Well, what's better than? Wait, all right, you guys. All right, check this out. What is better than physics? Does anybody have something better than physics?
No.
How about physical science? Something that you take.
That's what I'm talking about.
No.
Comment section.
If you're gonna use math equations, right?
I'm not. I'm gonna explain it in very basic terms for you, okay? So, when something is very heavy and it is rotating very quickly, there is a force.
So
on the
replicate it.
outside.
Replicate it.
You can't.
Replicate
It's too
it.
small. How do you think
Replicate it.
something?
Science is supposed to be replicatable, isn't
heavy
it?
is the Earth?
Isn't it supposed to be testable?
Yes. So if you look
So
at
do
other
it.
systems,
Other systems. I don't know the other systems. I've never been there.
what?
Dude, I know I'm blowing your mind because you.
breaks these rules.
All right, check this out. If I show you a video of me flying, right? Do you guys believe that I could fly? Then you would know, right? If I show you a video, right? If I show you a video, you would know that I have superpowers. Wait, I'm asking a question. If I show you a video of me flying,
Where's the video?
don't worry, I have it, right?
Let's see it.
Would you wait? I'm asking. All I want to know is one thing.
I want to see the.
All I want to know is one thing. Will you then 100% believe that I can fly?
No. So if you like,
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
edit the film.
Right. So now, how do you guys know you live on a ball spinning through space? How do you know? How do you know? Physically, how do you know?
Why don't-
What's the proof you have?
Can I ask you a question? So you believe the Earth is flat, correct? What about the other planets? Are the other planets flat as well?
I don't know. I've never been to them. Have you?
No, but do you believe that they're flat as well?
No, but we.
I don't know. I don't know what they. I don't even know if they're solid objects at this point. I don't know. I have here's stuff you can look into this stuff and look in. I don't have all the answers.
Quick question: how do
Cool.
you know that the water is flat?
How do I know? Well, I like to use. Here's water. Like we know water always seeks and finds. Resting water always seeks and finds its level. Right? Is that true? Is that true?
No.
Okay. It's not true.
If you're on an Earth, there's forces pushing down. It just goes inward. It doesn't always necessarily go level.
So resting water doesn't always find its level?
If you have it in a cup, it's going to be level, right?
Gravitational forces change.
Okay. Well, there are multiple people. See what's taking place now, guys, and this is what really got me is that there's
gravity?
Can I finish?
What is gravity?
Do you have anything besides beams as evidence?
Yeah, and then there's people who have literally taken laser beams and gone across a lake 9 miles or 7 to 8, 9 miles, whatever it was, 7 miles across. There should be 60 to 70 feet at least of Earth's curvature that would block that laser beam. The guy had the laser beam 7 feet high, and his camera was placed at the water's edge on the opposite end. Okay? There should have been 70 feet of the Earth's bulge, hiding that laser beam from the camera. And guess what? You could see the front. You could see that laser beam clear as day. It's just like the Chicago skyline. This is from 56 miles. There should be 1,700 feet of Earth curvature hiding the skyline. And yet people in Chicago.
That's not edited. It's still like partially.
I don't. There are lots of locals who say
you should be saying that we can't trust other pictures if you're using pictures as well.
Right, and I don't just trust one. What I did is so there's a guy named Rob Skiba. He got in a boat and he took a video camera and he went.
Video because you can't edit videos.
Well, no, listen. I'm not. Listen. If it was just you can take this away and there's still plenty of evidence for flat Earth.
Then let's hear it.
What? I'm not here to give you all of it. I'm here to just what I want you to do.
What's your other evidence? If you don't have.
I have plenty of other evidence. All right, guys. Have you ever heard of the Antarctic Treaty? Anybody here heard of that?
Oh wait. We love talking about the Arctic. Let's go.
Yeah.
Antarctic. Okay.
Have you heard about that? The treaty?
You're not allowed to drill for oil in the Antarctic. That's all.
Yeah, and, well, it's a treaty. It was signed in 1959, right around the time we started doing space exploration. And so what they've done is they've literally made it like a quasi-militarized zone where you cannot do exploring on your own. Here is your United Nations flag. Interestingly enough, it's quite similar to a flat Earth map, isn't it? Huh. Okay. There's a guy. Railroad.
Where's Central America on that?
Railroad engineers, guys.
Oh yeah, that's actually.
Railroad engineers.
That's the top half of the Earth. Where's Central America?
Railroad engineers. Check this out.
Wait, that's not even Antarctica.
You're missing the entirety of South America and like Central America on that map. It should be below the U.S.
Okay, if you go on Google Earth and you look at like the
Africa
top
just
down.
Here's a better map, and this one shows flight paths too. So that maybe you'll be able to see it better on that one because this one isn't so clear.
Why do you think there's that much space between this? You can go from the West Coast to Japan, right? Can you go to the West Coast to Japan?
Okay.
How do you?
I'm listening.
All right. So if you were to go on your map, you would have to go all the way around, right?
Why would you have to go? Couldn't you just go out a little bit and then go around?
You can't go over the Arctic. You can't just.
Right. So you would only have to go out a little bit, and you wouldn't be going over the Arctic, would you?
But you.
Right.
But
wait, I'm asking you a question. Is that right?
You go out.
Yeah. Barely at all.
The flight to Japan from the West Coast.
Right.
Is not that much time.
How do you know? You've flown it yourself? Did you fly the plane yourself?
No, but if you go.
Right. So you have no idea what it is you're saying.
Exactly.
You're defending what you believe.
I'm gonna put the camera on.
This is a great photo here, guys. This is an interesting one. Let's check this out. This is from 160 miles across. You see this silhouette of mountains here? Over a distance of 160 miles, there should be 3 miles of Earth curvature, and that's over water, right?
Sun distortion. Have you ever heard of heat distortion? Have you been to Arizona?
Yeah, of course I know about it. It's not even distortion. It's called diffraction.
You look
and
100 miles past anywhere you live,
Right.
it's the same difference. There's no curvature. You go on any type of peak, like any peaks in Arizona.
Listen. It sounds like you figured it all out. I'm telling you what I've done.
We solved it. You figured
Guys,
it out.
you see? Super. Quick question here. Here's the Felix Baumgartner jump. Anybody remember that guy? He jumped out of a balloon, right?
Wait, you see some curvature.
Yeah, you see the curve, right? Do you guys see it?
No, but the fish took that picture.
Do you guys? Well, wait. Let me ask you a question. No, I know it's funny because here's a photo from the inside.
That's so much smaller.
How come you don't see the curve in the inside photo?
Like here.
Oh my god.
It's straight across, guys.
Like this and this, there's no real curvature, but when you look at it larger, it shows the curvature.
You also have
different
different that
distances.
even I
It's just a
can
very small portion.
such a
Yeah.
distance.
Point the camera down.
Guys,
See the pictures on the camera.
here's another one. Here's another one.
that tiny
These are from high altitude balloons, 100,000 feet in the air. Multiple people have done them.
That's still a very small portion of the very big thing.
You know?
Yeah, that's
What is it? You tell me.
Because those are
What portion is it? Obviously you know.
planes, so they're not that high up,
Yeah.
so you can't see all the curvature.
Yeah.
Tell them to point the camera
Yeah.
down so they can see in the diagram.
No, that's okay. You know.
You don't want us to see your evidence on your video.
No, everybody. I've done plenty of videos where people.
Then let's see the evidence. Let's go. No, get real close to all the pictures. Okay.
Yeah,
So let's start with it.
No,
Let's start
listen.
with the maps.
I'm not.
Oh
Listen.
no, you don't want to show the
The
evidence.
fact is
I have a question, I have a
listen. You guys already know, so I'm not interested. You guys know it's good. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Good for you.
Wait, aren't we all trying to figure out together?
Yeah. So these photos, if you look at this, this is from the Boston bombing, this guy, folks. All right, there's a woman you can look up. Dr. Lorraine Day is her name. She was the head of orthopedic surgery at San Francisco General Hospital.
Oh my God,
She's retired. Maybe that's why she was able to speak up. So she says what we are seeing in this photo here. This is Jeffrey Bauman, the guy who lost both his legs supposedly in the Boston bombing. She said, oh well, he didn't lose it. He's a liar. So what she said, Dr. Lorraine Day, orthopedic surgeon, you can look her up right now on Google. She said that is a complete impossible. This photo is impossible. No one in their right mind, no EMT would ever put a double amputee in a wheelchair upright position. They would bleed to death. B, the likelihood of him being conscious is close to zero. She has a number of other reasons why that photo is impossible. But if you use just a little bit of critical thinking, you have to understand this happened within 6 minutes, six to 7 minutes of the bombing, and there's something missing besides his legs in this photo. And that is blood. There's not a single drop of blood on the pavement below him or behind them. You can look on the internet and see a crystal clear picture of that. I'm not saying that in of itself, folks, proves anything, but there's a 3-hour documentary. It's on a website called stoplookthink.com. I have cards here if you want to look into this stuff. 3-hour-long documentary, stoplookthink.com. It's called The Boston Unbombing. And I had to watch it 5 times before I could accept what it was I was looking at, because it was too impossible. I was like, there's no way that would mean the police, the news is in on this, a lot of the people are in on this. This is an impossibility. It's right. It's stupid. So
In photos like this one, have you never thought of the fact of cauterization, closing a wound?
of course I did. Yeah, of course.
Maybe that's why
of
there's no
course
blood
I
anywhere
did.
to be seen.
It's very possible. I would do more investigation if you think that's it, though, because that's exactly what I thought too. 100%. I agree with you. It's a possibility. Do an investigation, man. StopLookThink.com is a great website. I have cards here if anybody wants to look into some of the stuff on your own. There's an old saying. It says, empty your cup. In order to learn, you got to empty your cup. And it's true. If you already know everything and you already have it made up in your mind what is true and what is not, then you're done. There's no need to investigate anything.
Quick question: do you believe homosexuals exist or no?
Of course.
Do you believe that it's right for a homosexual to be homosexual?
That's a tougher one. I don't know. I think according to God, in the Bible, I think it's a
How do
really.
you feel about lions having homosexual sex then?
How about who?
Lions.
There's plenty of
Animals are very homosexual.
I didn't know. I guess that's great for them. I'm not a lion. I'm a man.
Brought up the Bible. Are you religious?
I am now. Well, not religious. I believe in God. I was an atheist prior, up until to 45, 46 years. I was a hardcore atheist. Like, if you believed in God, then you were an idiot. So it was very, very hard. So hopefully that would come and give a little bit of like, wow. I'm sorry.
What prompted you to change your belief?
Flat Earth. Well, that not only the flat Earth, all the lies that, like, in the Bible, it literally talks about and I'm not saying the Bible is the be-all, end-all. Maybe a lot of the other books also have a lot of truth in them. But for me, so far, I'm reading the Bible, and there's so much information about man being deceitful and lying. I was like, Wow, I should have read this because I used to always trust men. I was a very trusting person. I still am.
Although you believe, let's say at least 60% of the content of the Bible,
I'm
correct?
just checking my battery. I only got
Yeah,
15 minutes.
You believe there's at least let's say, what would you say is a good number for what out of the Bible is true? Like what percentage? 10, 15, 20?
I have no idea. I believe it all. I believe 100%.
100%. Okay.
Yeah, but I believe there's a difference. I don't know. I believe. I think could it be adulterated and could it be could it been changed?
But
Yeah.
relatively, it should be fairly truthful, correct?
I believe. Yeah.
So then, God created animals as well as humans, correct?
Yeah. Can you? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. Can you get to your point? That's all. I just want to keep.
So you're saying that homosexuality is against God's will, but He created the animal and has complete control over them. So why would they commit something against?
You'd have to take that up with God because I can't speak for God, right? Can I understand a God who? Let me ask you this. Think about this. All right. Can man even create a single grain of sand from nothing?
What? No.
No, right. Okay. We can't even create a single grain of sand from nothing. Do you believe that there's a creator or no? Do you believe in a God?
Yes.
You do? Okay. So that's cool. There's no need. What I was going to say is that, the buildings behind us, we know when there was a creator of something. And so when I came upon, like for me, the Big Bang used to always assure me that I didn't need a God. And so I didn't believe in God. Because why did I need a God if it...
There's only a certain finite amount of matter in the universe. You can't create matter.
Do you know that for sure?
Well, it's...
You know that 100%?
Obviously it is theory, but we don't have the ability to create something out of nothing yet.
All I'm saying, guys, is if you're interested, do your own research. I could be 100% wrong on this.
One quick
There you
question.
go. You know what I mean?
You talked about doctored images when I walked by a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought that the images that you use as your own basis are doctored themselves?
Yeah, no, 100%. But the problem is that for me, what happened is that it began really with the government and learning and thinking. Just all it takes is a few seconds of understanding that when they reach into my pocket and they take a quarter to 30 to 40% of my pay without my permission, something's wrong. Okay? As soon as I figured that out, which I knew it for a long time when I was young, but I didn't really accept what that truly means. And what that means is that I'm a slave. 100%, there's no way around it. Once I understood I was a slave, then I was like, well, why do they tell me I'm free and live in the freest land in the world, da-da-da?
Socialism, sir?
Do I believe in socialism?
Socialism where the government can't take as much money from you, or where you are the government?
No, I don't know. I don't know what I think that,
If you believe that you are a slave to the government, then wouldn't you want to not be one? Wouldn't you want to revolt against the government and become a different type of
well,
government?
the thing is that,
Communism, sir, where everyone's equal. Everyone gets the same pay, everyone gets the same food, everyone gets the same housing.
I don't think that's worked out too well.
It hasn't worked out too well, but with your state of mind and with what you believe in, you can obviously make it happen if everyone was to believe the same things as you. Am I not right, sir? If everyone was able to be equal-minded,
I don't think it's that easy. I don't think it's that easy. I do think that there's more resources than we could possibly imagine, and that the government has created a sense of scarcity that doesn't truly exist. And that scarcity is what keeps us on a treadmill, and that's the purpose.
On a wheel.
Yeah, so they keep us busy, and then so everyone. Listen, I didn't come to learn anything until I stopped working at age 45. I had the luxury of not having to work, and the next thing I know, I had some time to look into stuff. Thank you, you too. If anybody wants a card, I got a card on information. You can look into this stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. So anyway, it was then that I actually, and so what they do is they keep people busy.
So is this what you do in your free time, sir? You walk around the city and you try to lecture people?
I don't really try to lecture so much as I just want to put out some information and have people look into this for themselves, like I said, like 20 times.
I have a quick question though, because I don't know as much as you may know about the flat earth theory, but from my understanding, there's an ice wall that keeps the water and everybody in, correct?
Yeah, that's what they think, yep.
Is it not possible then, because we've climbed mountains, can't we just scale the wall and hop off the edge?
Well, does that wall imply that it's only a wall? I mean, who knows?
There's an invisible barrier too.
No, what I'm saying is that could just be a ledge, some land that goes on infinitely. I don't know.
But you don't think it's possible to scale it?
I'm not able. I'm not in a position to imagine. I've never gone there. I'm not going to.
But
theoretically, anything. It could be anything.
And theoretically, there could be an edge for us to hop off, correct?
Theoretically, yeah.
Okay. Sir, I want to ask you: do you believe that the Apollo 17 image taken in 1975, the entire Earth?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's probably no. Of course not. I mean, if I believed it, there's enough fakery in NASA, enough lies that I believe that I've come to sense that they're liars. That like they can call it a photograph if they want, but I'm just not able to accept that as pure proof that everything else is true too. Here's a little information if you want.
So wait, you're not an anti-Semite, right? Like, you're not an anti-Semite.
I don't even know really.
If you don't mind me stepping.
No, I'm not anti anybody. Yeah.
This
I just want to bring up the
globe map. Why is the curve so massive on the flight chart when they could simply just go from Australia to Africa? Why do they have to fly over the United States?
You got to look into that. You can look into it yourself. But what they do is this is, if this was on a ball, you would see that there's they call it a straight circle route, I believe, or something like that. But on a flat Earth map, check out how straight that is. And there's actually multiple cases of flights being diverted when there were emergencies, and it makes the diversion where they diverted to makes more sense on a flat Earth map than it would on a ball Earth map. I'm not saying that in and of itself proves anything. Just saying, look into this stuff. If anybody want to look.
Can you explain the globe map again?
Excuse me?
The globe map.
Give me a minute and I'll get started again. I just want to recoup. I got to put in a new battery too, I think.
Right.
I only got it. Oh, it says I have 30 minutes. Never mind. I'm good. All right. I would say, you guys, let's start at like phase 1 here. All right? If I asked everybody here, do you trust your government? And raise your hand if you trust your government. Who here trusts their government?
Not in its full entirety, but to a sense.
Well, you either trust someone or you don't. I don't trust somebody who lied to me once. I don't trust them anymore. You can't really trust them, can you?
Trust someone, you just can't trust someone with certain things.
No, I'm really not interested.
Percentage of trust that you have.
So my point is that
because I'm gonna break everything that he's trying to speed on your throats right now.
So you have the answers for everybody. Super. So why don't you set up next to me? Why do you have to?
Information is well known to the.
Listen. You see, it's just funny. I don't come in. That's why I set up here away from people, because I look for people who are interested in what I have to say. They want to hear it, and then they want to do their own investigation. I'm not looking for somebody to come and explain to everybody why I am wrong.
Literally just went a flight map.
Man, oh man, people are dense. So the point is, guys, if you trust your government, and the people raise their hand,
let's get a middle shot.
Yes, we're ready.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your time.
Yep.
Did he actually want to get? I hope you get what you want. And he's trying to explain it to people.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Because I understand that people come and try to heckle, but
that's how it is, man. You know what? And I don't know. I don't even know what the point of me coming out here sometimes is. It seems hopeless, but at that point, if you look into some of this stuff and you do, then maybe that's the point.
It's even if we may disagree on something, there's no reason for me to come and yell at you or whatever, right?
I agree 100% with that. I do.
Right.
Thanks, man. Peace. Thank you. You too. Woo, tough day. All right, so that didn't go too well. Maybe it's a distraction. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Business is slow. So 250 cards got taken, so that's kind of good, I guess, right? It's a little wet out. I didn't do such a good job. There's almost too many people. There's almost too many people to actually talk to.